All right. All right. Shalom, Akim. First and foremost, I would like to give all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Akakwadash. All right. Double honors to the elders and apostles of our great milestone, who are the true elders and apostles of all Israel. All right. And this is Brother Yahweh Zap with another lesson. And basically, today, man, we're just going in on how, as you can see from the title of this video that I was watching, it says panic about soaring food prices across the globe is starting. All right. Because we know that the end of Esau's kingdom is near, man. And we know that during this time, there's going to be an inflation. All right. We know that people are going to be breaking into each other's houses, killing and murdering each other. All right. Eating each other, all the whole 9 yards, man. Right. And this is all part of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai's judgment. Right. Yahweh's judgment. The Lord is getting ready to raise up a standard against this place. Right, and finally reap what Esau has sown, and it's gonna be a beautiful thing whenever that happens, because the only people who are gonna be straight in that day are gonna be the men of the Lord, and Salakia, my voice is going out, but so it's gonna be beautiful, and people are gonna panic and not know what to do, right? And this is all part of Yahweh's judgment. Okay, and if you're not prepared, if you ain't being sober and watching. Okay, then you're gonna be caught in the middle of the night, like whenever a thief breaks in the middle of the night. Okay, so I want to play a little bit of this video right here, man. Just gonna start just so you can get the gist of everything of what's going on, man. Because even though there's a pandemic going on, even though people are celebrating Christmas and they're pretty much forgetting about everything that's happening within the world, man. Right? These Americans are getting too comfortable. All right, and the Lord is about to show you why you shouldn't be comfortable in this place. Okay, so real quick, I want to just play this video.
Be a terrible year in terms of food production and getting food to the people that need it from places like the UN and other places, saying that 2021 looks to be a terrible year in terms of food production and getting food to the people that need it around the globe. And we know
that's right. 2021 is supposed to be a worse year than 2020, man. And we know that 2020 nearly had America collapse, man. All right, so we're getting near the time of this place falling. Okay, so from there, man, I want to go ahead and get this. This is going to be the book of Isaiah, chapter 34 and verse 1, and it reads, "Come near, ye nations, to hear, and hearken, ye people. Let the earth hear, all that is therein, the world and all things that come forth of it. For the indignation of Yahweh is upon all nations, and his fury upon all their armies. Yet he hath utterly destroyed them, he hath delivered them to the slaughter. Their slain also shall be cast out, and their stink shall come up out of their carcasses, and the mountains shall be melted with the blood." The Lord is getting ready to wreak a heavenly judgment, man. And whenever that happens, there's going to be mass death upon the earth, upon the planet Earth. Okay? And it says, "And all the host of heaven shall be dissolved, and the heavens shall be rolled together as a scroll, and all their hosts shall fall down as a leaf falleth off from the vine, and as a falling fig from the fig tree." That's right. It's going to be dead, desolate. Okay. All right. And specifically, who does it point out? It says, "For the sword shall be bathed in heaven. Behold, it shall come down upon Idumea and upon the people of my curse to judgment." All right. And from there, man, I want to get this real quick. That way we know what the word Idumea means, right? Because we know Idumea is the Greek is a Greek way of saying Edom, right? Which let's go ahead and get this. It's like I lost where I was. So look at that. Edom equals red, Edomite, Idumean, descendants of Esau, land of Edom, Idumea, land south and south of east of Palestine. All right, so we know that Edom, that Idumea is a Greek word of saying Edom, all right, which in the Hebrew would be Adawam, all right. So that's speaking about Edom, right? So it says, for my sword shall, I'm gonna read it again, Isaiah 34 and 5. "For my sword shall be bathed in heaven, behold, it shall come down upon Idumea and upon the people of my curse to judgment. The sword of the Lord is filled with blood. It was made fat with fatness, and with blood of lambs and goats, and with the fat of the kidneys of rams. With For the Lord has a sacrifice in Bozrah, and a great slaughter in the land of Idumea. That's right. The Lord is getting ready to reap judgment. There's going to be a global food shortage. All right, a global food shortage, but mainly the main place is going to affect is going to be here in America, aka Babylon, aka Edom. All right, so we know that this place we know that the Lord's getting ready to reap judgment. All right, so verse 7. And the unicorn shall come down with them, and the bullocks with the bulls, and their land shall be soaked with blood, and their dust made fat with fatness. That's right. It's gonna be a great sacrifice. Okay, as it says right here, a sacrifice in Bozrah is gonna be a very great sacrifice, because this would only happen during the time whenever a Levite would be sacrificing an animal, all right, to cleanse a sin, and the Lord is gonna cleanse Esau's sins, all right, by cutting them off forever. Okay, so continuing at verse 8, for it is the day of the Lord's vengeance and the year of recompenses for the controversy of Zion. All right, so the Lord is getting ready to reap vengeance upon this place. And vengeance for what? All right, let's go ahead and get to that. This is going to be the book of Obadiah, chapter 1, and I'm going to start at verse 9. And it says, and that mighty men, Actually, I'll just go ahead and get straight to the point. Obadiah 1 and verse 10. For thy violence against thy brother Jacob, shame shall cover thee, and thou shalt be cut off forever. In the day that thou stoodest on the other side, in the day that the strangers carried away captive his forces, and foreigners entered into his gates, and cast lots upon Jerusalem, even thou wast one of them. But thou shouldest not have looked on the day of thy brother, and the day that he became a stranger. Neither shouldest thou have rejoiced over the children of Judah in the day of their destruction. Neither shouldest thou have spoken proudly in the day of distress. Thou shouldest not have entered into the gate of my people in the day of their calamity. Yeah, thou shouldest not have looked on their affliction in the day of their calamity, nor have laid hands on their substance in the day of their calamity. Neither shouldest thou have stood in the crossway to cut off those of his that did escape. Neither shouldest thou have delivered up those of his that did remain in the day of distress. That's right. So the Lord is telling Esau, you shouldn't have done this. You shouldn't have done this. He's making a list of everything Esau did unto our people, the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. All right, and this list is all the sins that Esau has been racking up. All right, and that he's gonna have to pay over time because he's still doing this. All right, even here in Babylon, in Babylon, America. Okay, whenever our people would escape from slavery, Esau will chase them down. All right, and put them back into slavery or kill them. Okay, so it says, verse 15, for the day of the Lord is near upon all the heathen, as thou hast done, it shall be done unto thee. Thy reward shall return upon thine own head. That's right. So everything that was done unto us is going to happen unto the heathen nations, right? And times two, but in righteousness, because everything that the heathens did unto us, especially Edom, right, is gonna be they done everything they did everything in wickedness, but we're gonna do it in righteous. All right, the Lord is gonna reap a righteous judgment upon this place. Okay, so verse 16, for as ye have drunk upon my holy mountain, so shall all the heathen drink continually. Yeah, they shall drink, and they shall swallow down, and they shall be as though they had not been. But upon Mount Zion shall be deliverance, and there shall be holiness, and the house of Jacob shall possess their possessions, and the house of Jacob shall be a fire, and the house of Joseph a flame, and the house of Esau for stubble, and he shall kindle in them and devour them, and there shall not be any remaining of the house of Esau, for the Lord hath spoken it. That's right. So we're gonna obtain Esau as a possession. All right, and we're gonna cut him off forever. Thus saith Yahweh, the God of the Bible. All right. So this is all coming upon this planet. All right, and it's coming quickly. The Lord's judgment is coming quickly because Esau had looked upon our day of calamity. All right, so from there, I want to go ahead and end it off on this. I believe it's in the book of Sirach, if I'm not mistaken. It might be second Esdras. I believe it's 15. This is Second Ezra 15 and verse 14, and it says, "Woe to the world and them that dwell therein, for the sword and their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands. For there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard the kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power," meaning they're going to fight against their government. "A man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able," which that's already happening, man. All right. Over there in Chicago, the bridges are raised. Okay, I believe in Philadelphia, there's the martial law going on in New York. There's curfews everywhere. Okay, excuse me. So it says, verse 18: "For because of their pride, the city shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword, and spoil their goods, because of the lack of bread and for great tribulations." That's right. So the Lord the destruction is drawing nigh, man. So, and if you ain't sober, the Lord ain't dealing with you, man. If you ain't sober, you're not caring about what's going on, and you're just in a happy-go-lucky state of mind, the Lord ain't dealing with you, man. All right. So with that being said, man, I pray this lesson was edifying, and pray you brothers and your sisters who fervently believe on this truth, and truth and sincerity, stay sober, and don't get drunk off of Esau's wine, which is his doctrine. All right, and get caught up in the destruction of Yahweh Bashim Shai's judgment. All right. So with that being said, once again, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh Bahashim Yahushai Bahashim Kakwadash. All right. Till the next time I say Shalom.